And we're back with another Transformers Battle Tactics video, and I just wanted to show off all the various abilities available in the game. I have unlocked all of them. As you can see, there's quite a few, and I just wanted to go over some of my favorites because I know this game just got released worldwide. But let's go over like some of my favorites. My favorite ones are probably Photon Strike. When you first get Photon Strike early off in the game before you level up, and as you level up, you're able to get Photon Strike 2. This does 6 to 8 damage. The main strategy for me in this game is to pick off at least one of the Transformers every turn. And the main way to do that for me is with the targeting ability and the Photon Strike. At some point you can get Photon Strike 2, which will do more damage. It does 8 to 10 versus Photon Strike 1 does 6 to 8. Now when I've been playing live players, I will often see them use this Air Strike or Orbital Strike, and or Air Strike 2. I can't stress how important it is to take out one opponent per turn. I think that you have to use targeting, and if not targeting one, which is right here, focus all friendly attacks on one enemy unit. The jammer ability will counter that. All of your units immune to basic enemy targeting. The only thing that I'm kind of in a toss-up over is whether to use targeting 1 or targeting 2. Targeting 2 is targeting which can't be removed by enemy jammer plus 1 additional damage per hit. I don't find that the additional 1 damage per hit is all that useful. Sometimes it is, but it's twice as expensive. If I start going on a run and I'm finding that everybody is using this jammer ability, I will switch over to targeting 2 because I think it's so important every turn to take out a robot. So I don't find Airstrike useful because it's just too expensive. Respin is useful for me because I'm playing a combiner and robots with first strike, and so I want my combiner to take out a transformer every turn, and my respin helps me do that. It also helps me get first strike. First strike is another thing that's important. If you get first strike and you're taking out one of the other robots, that means you're taking less damage. Draw fire. I would use this if it was maybe 1 point. It's just 2 points seems too expensive. Immobilizer. I don't understand this ability at all, and I don't recommend using it. Deal 1 damage to any unit and prevents it from changing. No, why would you want to immobilize a unit when you can kill it by using targeting? Respin all. Again, I don't understand this. One of my robots needs to be respawned, but not all of them. Decoy. Now this is interesting. Basically, if you have a transformer that's going to die, you can explode it and do 8 to 10 damage to each enemy unit. Again, if it was 1 point, I might use this. Orbital Strike. It's just expensive. We only have 3 ability points per turn. I mean, I think it's best to use targeting and respin and jammer and photon strike. You got to get the most out of those points. That's just really expensive compared to a photon strike. Nucleon Strike. Deal 1 damage to an enemy unit and prevents it from respinning. Again, I just don't understand that. I don't understand why I'd want to do that. Shield All. Provides armor to each of your units for 1 round. That actually would be useful if it didn't cost 3. Plasma Bomb. Now this is kind of interesting. For me, like I said, my strategy is to take out 1 robot each turn, because if I do that, then I'm taking less damage back. And this just spreads out the damage too much on the enemies for the cost. I just don't like it. Immobilizer 2, same thing, just a little bit more powerful, not useful. Airstrike, which is awesome, it's just, it costs 4. Drawfire 2, it's kind of useful. I just don't know what I would replace that with. This is something that I would maybe replace Jammer with. And then over here we're just getting into more powerful units. Orbital Strike 2, deal 12 to 15 damage to a single enemy unit, would be very useful. I've played this and I've used this before. I just found that the cost of 3 energy versus 2 was not good enough for me. This is something, Nucleon Strike 2, it's not useful. Shield All 2, provides 6 armor to each of your units. This actually would be a very useful strategy if I was using Autobots and I was getting the armor up and I was using all armor up Autobots. I could see this being very useful. I mean, if you could get, let's say 6 armor plus 1 armor for the Autobot bonus, plus you had 2 or 3 more from the actual Autobots buffs to giving armor to each one, and you could have like 10 armor, that would be pretty cool. But that would be kind of a situational ability. Jammer 2, move all targeting effects from any opponent ability, not that much better than Jammer 1, twice as expensive. And then lastly, Plasma Bomb 2, deal 3 damage to all enemies and 3 additional damage every round. So you're doing 12 points of damage for 3 units, where I'd rather be doing 10 points of damage for 2 ability points to 1 target, hopefully killing it, and then living through it. I'll show you some of the gameplay. I've got a combiner that's very powerful. I'm hoping that I'm going to play a live opponent, but I've got the combiner. I'm actually working on building a second one. I think that would be pretty awesome. And then with Scourge, my main point of Scourge is to get the first strike, which is in here in blue. And then same thing with Blur. I'm ready to replace Blur. Actually, I'm working on getting my second combiner, so I'm not really worried about these guys. And this is pretty high level stuff. I'm Warrior 2. The only level I believe higher than that is Elite, and I should be there at some point here in the future. But I do have a head start. I've been playing the game for about a month. Okay. So where I'm at right now is I'm going to have to respin my combiner. That's just not enough. So I hit respin, press on my combiner, and now he's going to do 47 points of damage, which is going to kill one of these 2 guys here for sure. And it's not enough damage to kill the ones in the back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Photon Strike on this guy. That way if my combiner hits this guy, or this guy, those 3 guys die. If he perchance happens to hit this guy, that's just, I'm willing to take that chance. So let's transform my guys to do more damage. We can hit Photon Strike here on this guy, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully I can get first strike. Coin flip. Oh, I lost the coin flip. This is actually a pretty hard battle for me. I could die very easily. In fact, I think I am going to die. Okay, this battle here. So I need to respin my combiner again. 47, so as long as I hit these 2 guys, they're going to die. This battle does not look good. I have to say, I'm kind of worried about this. Let's see what happens. So I basically did Photon Strike on this guy back here. I really like to get first strike so I don't have to take some of this damage coming back. Oh, I lost again. Alright, well, my strategy of taking out a robot every round is going through. It's just not... they're picking off my robots. So I'm going to do targeting on the guy back there. Let's see if I can get first strike. First strike would be huge right now. I can't get first strike. Okay, I have to get first strike to win. It's just that simple. I've lost every coin flip. Hopefully I get the coin flip here. And then I'll win if I can get the coin flip. Come on. Wow. That's just the way it goes. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video.